been a while since my KPIs included selling GNC protein. I mean, helping people find the best protein for their needs. But today we've got this authentic collab between Girl Scout cookies and GNC's AMP series, and I'm pretty excited to talk about this one. I've heard it's pretty good. I haven't tried it out yet. We're gonna unseal this and try it out. Now, obviously, I had to use the Ghost Shaker because they are the OGs of authentic collabs. We've done a lot of authentic collab reviews for them, but there are some companies coming out with some these days that are not Ghost. I was kind of impressed with the idea of Girl Scout cookies because it's not something that's like fully produced. Obviously, Ghost does their Chips Ahoy, their Nutter Butter, their Sour Patch Kids, all that kind of stuff. Mondelez, all the different companies that offer those, but those are like, you can find them in stores, right? I know this was kind of a cool idea because Girl Scout cookies are like I guess a seasonal thing, you know, when people are selling them or not. So that was kind of a cool idea, and I heard they were good, so I wanted to try it out. So they did send us these for free, but we were supposed to be their media content team for their 2020 global conference in Vegas. Unfortunately, COVID had other plans for that. Hopefully in the next year we can get back to working with them. We were really excited about that. So first thing I note off the bat is that the protein has turned into kind of balls. Oh, that was a rookie mistake. These tiny bottles are a little bit easier to spill. I see little, I think, like coconut flakes. Obviously, this Girl Scout cookie is coconut caramel. Oh, I see little caramel inclusions. Maybe that's what the balls are. They're caramel inclusions. I'm just gonna put it in my mouth. Oh, that's a cookie piece. All right, let's find this scooper. There's one big freaking scooper. While I'm setting this up, I'll tell you, this product is a sustained release protein. They did make this also in the isolate, I believe. I opted for the sustained release because I felt like it would be better for flavor. Kind of like how Ghost does a blend for theirs. That mixture of whey and casein, and I think there's some egg in here as well. Isolate, casein, egg, and hydrosolate. Hydrosolate's not gonna be the best tasting part, but the blend of them is gonna be helpful for the thickness and the creaminess of the flavor. So 1 scoop in 6 ounces of water. I went with less water because I wanted it to be a little bit thicker. Also, Ghost uses less, and so I always use less for theirs, and I want this to be fair comparison to the other collabs I've used from them. Let's run down. The protein blend is gonna be in order: casein, isolate, hydrosolate, and then egg. I mean, that's pretty nice. Isolate's second, which means that, casein isn't that much cheaper than isolate, but we don't know the exact amounts of each. It isn't stated anywhere. It's not transparent, but we like to think that, it's a fair blend between all of them and not just 90% casein and the rest a little bit. There's also cocoa in here, flavoring, coconut flakes, micro vanilla cookie gems, which is cool. Creamer, kind of needed for some tasty collabs like this. Tocopherols, sunflower lecithin, sucralose, a gum blend to make it thick, some Ace K, tricalcium phosphate, mono and diglycerides. All right, so you end up with 3 grams of fat, 7 grams of carbs, and 25 grams of protein. Not horrible for a collab and a blended protein. Let's see how it tastes. A lot of inclusions. All those balls in there were all inclusions with protein around them. A lot of inclusions, but they're all very small. So you don't really get to chew them. I like to chew mine. I wish they were a little bit bigger. Good flavor. The coconut, chewing on the coconut's kind of cool because it's not very crunchy. I wish that the inclusions were bigger. Flavor is nice. It reminds me of the actual cookies. But one thing I would say is I wish that the liquid itself was thicker. It's very thin, which is odd for a sustained protein blend. Usually casein is going to be a lot thicker, and especially with a gum blend in there, I was expecting it to be thicker. Flavor is good. The cookie pieces and the caramel pieces are fun. They're interesting, but I'm just left wanting a thicker experience. Not bad. A lot of cool stuff to it, especially because there's 2 different inclusions. It gives you a varied experience between the inclusions, but I wish the liquid was thicker. That's hard. I don't want to say it's disappointing. because it's definitely good, and I will be drinking a bunch of this. Actually, I'd love to put this on like some Rice Krispie cereals and stuff like that. But I just wish the liquid was thicker, especially because I only used 6 ounces. It's not a lot of water at all. It's almost kind of weird that I used that little water, and it was still very thin, very much like an isolate. Well, GNC, if you're watching this, because I know that you guys watch my videos, I'd like this to be a little bit thicker. That's my unique feedback. Maybe your focus group said otherwise, but I personally think that it could use a little bit of thickness. It does say 6 to 8 ounces. I can't imagine how thin it would be if it was 8 ounces. So this is a sustained protein release. I wish that we knew the amounts here, because casein is obviously gonna be the longest lasting part in here, and it's technically the first in the blend. I can't really help you guys out and give you much information in terms of the efficacy of the ingredients because we don't know. It did taste pretty good. I like the inclusions the best. The flavor of the liquid was, or the thickness of the liquid was my least favorite part. The inclusions and the flavor of everything else were nice. I'd probably add some ice or some ice cream or something to thicken that up if you're gonna use it on a weight gaining diet, if you can afford that, because it would help out the thickness a lot. Don't overthink it. It's just a protein, right? Drink it, get your calories in, and get growing. I actually don't really like critiquing flavor all that much. I tend to spend more time, if you guys watch my videos, on the efficacy of the ingredients. But this was a unique one because it's an authentic collab between 2 different industries, and it's one of the first that isn't Ghost, so I wanted to give it some time and talk about the actual flavor, like I do for Ghost authentic reviews as well. Some of the feedback is that I give my flavor reviews mostly to Ghost, and I don't do a lot of other flavor reviews. And I definitely think that is true. I don't think there's anything wrong with stating the fact that Ghost probably has some of the leading flavors in the industry, but I want to give some love to other companies as well. So this is a company that we don't work with. I picked up the product. They did send it to me for free, but I didn't have to do this video. Thought it'd be fun to sit down and talk about this new authentic collabs. We know of a few authentic collabs coming in the industry, which will be interesting over the next year. So I'm really excited to see how that works out. I think that a lot of companies are going to be trying to do these after seeing the success that Ghost had with them. But the way that they nail it authentically is going to be really important. One very interesting conversation I had with Ryan, the CMO of Ghost, is that these collabs mean nothing if they're not authentic. We saw Dymatize do the post cereal collab, and we saw them do one that really wasn't all that authentic. There wasn't sprinkles, inclusions, or anything in there to make that isolate the actual Fruity Pebbles. Fruity Pebbles is a cereal with texture. We know the texture. So if you put it in isolate with no inclusions, there's nothing to bring the two experiences together other than the flavor of the liquid. Without the inclusions, it really wasn't all that much connected between them. And for me, that's not an authentic collab at the end of the day. I liked this because it was authentic, because there were coconut things on top, the little flakes, which is something that you notice when you eat these cookies. They end up in your teeth. You end up chewing them separate from the cookie. And I also enjoyed the little cookie pieces, the gems as they were called. I didn't think that the liquid was all that accurate. It was not very thick. Those cookies they're hard to crunch on. They have a very robust flavor profile, and the liquid just didn't really stand up to that in an authentic fashion, but it did taste fine. I just wanted a little bit more gum in it. So interested to see what happens over the next year. In any case, I really do appreciate being starting the video and listening to me ramble. I hope this is interesting, informative, or offered a different viewpoint on the topic. For all your news, reviews, and interviews, you can go over to blog.priceplow.com. If you want to go read about it, there's some information over there, and I think we even have a statement from GNC. For all other information, if you have any questions, you can comment below. I'd love to talk to you about authentic collabs. I'd talk to you about the Girl Scout cookie collab. I actually want to go pick up some of their lean shakes, some of the RTDs they had from these flavors. Those are usually pretty thick, and I'm thinking maybe they're a little bit more authentic. So I really appreciate making this far in the video, and as always, have a great day.
Welcome to PricePlow.